Today, we're diving into one of nature's absolute greatest performers. This is a bird whose vocal talents have sparked myths that are, well, they're almost as famous as the animal itself. We are, of course, talking about the incredible lyrebird from Australia. So let's just get right to it. The question you've probably all seen in those viral clips. Can a bird really copy a chainsaw? I mean, come on. Well, the answer, it's a little complicated. But trust me, the reality is so much more fascinating than the myth. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we even touch the whole chainsaw thing, we really need to understand what this bird is. The lyrebird, you see, it's not some kind of modern novelty act. No, this is an ancient lineage. We're talking fossils that show it's been a part of the Australian landscape for at least 15 million years. Think about that. This is a voice that has been evolving for a very, very long time. And oh my gosh, what a voice it is. A single male lyrebird can put together this song that's just a stunning mosaic. It weaves its own calls with the copied songs of more than 20 other bird species. But it doesn't stop there, not even close. It can mimic koalas, dingoes, possums, and yes, it can even replicate that gritty mechanical texture of man-made sounds. So the big question is, how is any of this even possible, right? What kind of biological sound machine is hiding inside this bird that lets it create this insane range of noises with such perfect accuracy? Well, it all comes down to one very, very special piece of anatomy. Okay, so you and I have a larynx, right? Our voice box. Birds have something called a syrinx, and it's located way down in their chest, right where the windpipe splits off to the lungs. Now, this position, it allows for something pretty incredible. A lot of birds can control each side of the syrinx independently. It's like having two voice boxes, letting them sing with two different voices at the exact same time. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Most songbirds, they have 4 pairs of muscles controlling that syrinx. But the lyrebird, it only has 3. And you might think, well, that's a disadvantage, right? But no, it's actually an optimization. It's a feature, not a bug. Scientists think having fewer muscles actually gives the lyrebird this amazing vocal flexibility. It lets it truly master that two-voice system to create these incredibly complex, layered sounds. And this right here is the secret to that chainsaw sound. It's not about the tune, It's all about the texture. The lyrebird's vocal muscles are what scientists call super fast. We're talking they can contract more than 250 times a second. Just imagine that. It's that ridiculous speed that lets it copy the rapid-fire, percussive quality of machinery, a sound that other birds just physically can't make. But look, the incredible vocal cords are only half the story. The hardware is nothing without the software, right? The lyrebird's brain is just as specialized. It's thought to have what's basically the audio equivalent of a photographic memory. It's not just learning a melody, it seems to be recalling the absolute pitch, the exact frequencies of a sound it's heard. And that is why its imitations are so chillingly accurate. Okay, so we've established that it can make these sounds. The machinery is there, but the real question is, does it? Out in the wild? It's time to separate the viral clips from the wild reality. All right, let's tackle the big myth head on. The one that says if you go for a hike in an Australian national park, you're going to hear the forest just filled with the sounds of chainsaws and car alarms, all coming from this one bird. The reality? It's just not like that. This kind of behavior is extremely rare in the wild. You gotta remember, lyrebirds are pretty shy. They lived deep in the forest. For a wild one to pick up a man-made sound, it would need to hear it over and over and over again, especially when it's young and learning. And deep in the woods, that just doesn't happen very often. And here is the absolute key to the whole thing. Most of the famous footage you've seen, even the one in that legendary David Attenborough documentary, it's of captive birds. This is the story of a lyrebird named Chook. He lived at the Adelaide Zoo, and for months, a panda enclosure was being built right next to him. So what did he hear all day, every day? Hammers, drills, and saws. With nothing else to do and all that repetition, he mastered them. And just like that, Chook became the source of a global myth. But wait, there's another really cool twist to the story. People often swear they hear lyrebirds making laser gun sounds. That pew-pew-pew sound. Well, it turns out that's not mimicry at all. It's actually one of the lyrebird's own totally natural species-specific calls. It just so happens that to our modern ears, ears that grew up with sci-fi movies, it sounds electronic. But it is 100% pure organic bird song. So if it's not really about copying our noisy world, then what's the point? What's the whole evolutionary reason for this incredible skill? Well, as it so often is in nature, the answer is all about love, or at least attracting a mate. When breeding season rolls around, the male lyrebird puts on an absolutely epic performance. And his show is all about the mimicry. We're talking 70 to 80% of his entire song is just copied sounds. And why? Well, a big, diverse, and accurate songbook is his way of showing off to the ladies. He's proving he's healthy, he's experienced, he's smart. He's basically broadcasting, hey, listen to all the stuff I know. I'm a really good choice. That the song, that's only half the show. He performs this concert on a little stage he makes, a cleared mound of dirt, all while fanning out that magnificent 16-feather tail. You've got the two big curvy feathers that give the lyrebird its name, the lyrates. Then there are two long ones that stick out, and then you have these 12 shimmering hair-like feathers called filamentaries that he just throws over his head like a veil. It's a full-on audio-visual spectacular. Okay, but the story gets even crazier. It's not just about showing off. Some really recent research has uncovered a much darker, more manipulative side to the lyrebird's talents. It seems this bird isn't just a performer, it's a tactical illusionist. Let's just walk through what happens, because this is genuinely mind-blowing. So picture this. The female is on his little stage, the courtship is happening, but maybe she's about to leave. Right at that critical moment, the male does something incredible. He fakes an emergency. He mimics the chaotic, terrifying sound of a mobbing flock. You know, the frantic alarm calls, the panicked wing beats of a whole bunch of different birds all attacking a predator, like a hawk or a snake. The female hears this complex illusion of imminent danger, and what does her instinct tell her to do? Freeze, stay put, don't move. He literally invents a crisis to trick her into staying longer. I mean, think about what's happening here. This goes so far beyond just simple imitation. The lyrebird is creating an entire fictional story, a story of extreme danger, for one specific reason, to manipulate another animal's behavior. This isn't just mimicry. This is sensory manipulation. It's a straight-up Jedi mind trick. So this unbelievable ability to learn and pass on sounds with such perfect accuracy, it has another really profound implication. It basically turns the lyrebird into a living, breathing archive of its entire environment. Its song is a form of culture. And if you need proof, just look at this incredible story. Back in the 1930s, some lyrebirds were introduced to Tasmania. Now in Tasmania, you don't find certain mainland birds, like the eastern whipbird. But decades later, researchers were just stunned when they heard the Tasmanian lyrebirds perfectly singing the whipbird's call. These ghost calls had been passed down from father to son for over 80 years. It was a piece of acoustic history, a cultural memory, being kept alive even though the original bird wasn't there anymore. Just amazing. And all of this leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question. We know the lyrebird is this unmatched sound recorder, a living archive of the acoustic world it lives in. So, in this age of ours, an age of such rapid environmental change, what is it recording today? What might the song of a lyrebird tell someone 100 years from now about the world we're creating? It's a fascinating and maybe just a little bit sobering thought to end on.